he is the best wrestler, in my opinion, in folk style to come from wrestling into MMA.
Right.
That's my opinion. The best folk style wrestler to ever come into MMA.
And that's amazing.
Good, but oh, fuck yeah, he's a fucking monster. And he was mean too. Like in his wrestling career, he has that tenacity and that meanness when he wrestled. That's going to translate very well to MMA because he was kind of just a bully, just want to hurt you and smash you kind of wrestler anyways.
I don't get the kind of hate on Bo Nickal as far as, his wrestling pedigree. Was he Olympic gold medalist? No. And did he make the national team? No. But you're talking about, and hold up, neither did Phil Davis, did a lot of these great wrestlers. You know how hard it is to be an Olympic gold medalist? Very few. Henry Cejudo, not many, man. It's fucking mission impossible. Now you're talking about one of the greatest collegiate wrestlers ever in Bo Nickal. Now the guy that he lost to get on the national team, which isn't in the weight class he competes at, but to get on the team, he lost to David Taylor, who, I don't know if you know this, went on to win gold, also was his training partner for many years, so they know each other. David Taylor, it's not like he lost to a guy who didn't make the team either. He lost to the guy. So to go, oh, he's not even on the Olympic team. I mean, his wrestling's decent. Decent? Wrestle Bo Nickal, let me know how it goes for you. You're talking about he won the Heisman for collegiate wrestling. 3-time All-American out of Penn State. Ever heard of it? So for me, the criticism on him as far as wrestling is just stupid.
Bo Nickal, how good is he? How good is he right now? That's a question that I continue to get asked. Now, if Bo is the greatest wrestler to ever do this sport, now on paper, he's not. And let's just concede it. Bo's the greatest wrestler ever to do MMA. Let's concede the guys. The only thing that I'm impressed here with is that Bo Nickal, who's not debuted in the UFC, can keep a topic going about himself versus Chimaev. I mean, there's an art to that. There truly is. I mean, I do have to give a real good look to the fact that a guy who has never fought in the octagon is now being compared and by many argued will be able to beat a guy who's never lost in the octagon. That's interesting, and that's a great job by Bo. Now he's got big Daniel Cormier weighing in on it. And Daniel Cormier, as a wrestler, as a wrestling coach, brought himself in on it when he was talking about Bo. And he said, you know what, hold on. Bo's a better wrestler than Chimaev. If they went and had a wrestling match, Bo would prove that by beating Chimaev. But in MMA, you're talking about something very different. And then he talked about himself. So, I had a really hard time taking down Jon Jones. But on paper for wrestling, I am far more decorated.
I called his first one. And his first one, he was fucking phenomenal. He absolutely ragdolled the guy technically and took a rear naked choke on him. And he looked phenomenal doing it, didn't take a hit. The guy was hardly sweating, hardly got his heart rate up, and absolutely marmalized the guy, and he's backing it up with the mouth. So not only is he delivering inside the octagon, he's showing that he's the full package, he's showing that he can be marketable, and he's showing someone that has the type of skills to go up against these Chechen, these Dagestani wrestlers, because they are kind of dominating the sport at the minute, Obviously they're not all champions, I know that before you all start, but there's a lot of them, and they are making big waves in the sport, and he's talking shit. He's calling out people kind of respectfully. He's not talking shit, but he's setting his stall out. And that's what I like to see from fighters. I like them to do that, and it makes us interesting, and it makes the sport and the product better because it garners your attention, and then you enjoy what you see more because you're invested. Is he going to live up to it? Is he going to get his ass kicked? Right. Is he going to get shut up, silenced, embarrassed, made a fool of? Or is he going to back it up like Conor did back in the old days? That's what made it so exciting.